The enclosure market is becoming increasingly competitive, with companies wanting to produce something unique, something that will stand out from the rest of the square boxes. Corsair's presence in the market is highly welcomed as the company stands behind quality, but most importantly, it is another brand that drives competition and innovation. So the C70 is the first chassis within the Vengeance series that is inclined towards gaming. The case all around has military characteristics, almost looks like an ammo crate with a dark green coating, full metal construction even for the front panel, and the latches that secure both side panels. It's got something many cases miss out on, and that's character. So let's take a look if the $150 price tag is worth it. The front panel is also military themed, with the power button reassembling something that would be aboard an army vehicle. Then we have our audio ports, USB 3 ports with an included USB 2 adapter, and a reset button that looks like a restricted button that can only be pressed when necessary. It's these minor details that bring the overall theme of the case together. The front panel has 3 optical drive bays with dual intake fan slots. The panel is removable from the inside and has a removable dust filter. Unfortunately, no front fans are included. The top panel has 2 built-in handles that really simplify the transportation of the case, and due to its lightweight, this is going to be very attractive for LAN parties. Although the handles are quite thin, we've had no issues carrying a fully loaded system. And you can also mount dual fans at the top, which is pretty standard for mid-towers. And looking in the back, we have water cooling cutouts, an exhaust fan, I/O area, 8 PCI slots, and a power supply mount. And at the very bottom of the case, 2 removable dust filters are located, one for the back and one for the front. And the chassis is also slightly elevated for stability and airflow. The side panel has an acrylic square window with fan mounting options to cool your CPU and your GPU. However, many gamers like to display the internals, and it would have been nice to have the option to replace the window either with a mesh for airflow or a clean acrylic that would be used to display all the gaming hardware. Now to get inside the case, just unsecure the latches and pull off the side panel. It's that easy. No need for screws or needing to reach the back of the case. Not only does this help to keep in character, but just an easier way to get inside. So let's take a look inside. It does look familiar, and that's because Corsair has stuck to their internal design, simply because it works. They've kept the same army green on the inside with black accent on the rubber grommets and the fans. The optical drive bays use toolless mounting, below which are the 2 hard drive cages with the 2 included fans. And on the other side, we have a large CPU cutout and rubber grommets around the motherboard tray with an included exhaust fan. So let's check out the back. What we see here from Corsair is a bit more focus on cable management, with the extra cable tie notches and these 3 large cable clamps that are not exactly aimed at holding all the cables, but would do the job just right for smaller ones. And you can easily remove them in case they aren't what you need to do a clean job. Now back inside, the hard drive cages are removable with thumb screws, either of which can be installed individually, either to get that little extra airflow for your GPU or for water cooling, as the bottom cage sits on this platform that can be removed to reveal dual fan intake, which could be utilized perfectly for a dual radiator. But due to the relative small stature of the chassis, longer power supplies will restrict the installation of the second fan, but it's always nice to see this option to be available. The hard drive cage itself can mount a single 120mm fan, which would help in the thermal department, and each of the tools drive brackets supports 2.5-inch SSDs. So let's take a look at the fully assembled system. This mid-tower has no problem handling cable mess. The interior looks clean and everything is well organized at the back. And with the help of the cable clamps, it actually handles the thicker 24-pin cable without too much trouble. And putting in our 11.5 inches graphics card, there's still plenty of room left with the cage installed. 12.6 inches of clearance is available, so it's quite future-proof in the hardware department. So to summarize, the C70 brings to the market another quality and practical chassis with character. The military theme design is quite attractive inside and out, the top handles are really useful for easy transport of the case, and the cable management for a Corsair chassis, to no surprise, is hassle-free. And with the included cable clamps, the job is simplified. And the entire chassis is well ventilated with great airflow, and support for 2 dual rads is a bonus. Now, while it does offer a number of unique features, the $150 price may not be justified due to the competition revolving around the same price tag. Even Corsair itself has better quality cases for that price. So really the C70 is aimed for those craving that military look and something that's easily transportable, as the internal design has practically been kept the same. Also, the initial fan configuration will deliver poor airflow performance, and that's because the fans must be installed at the front panel instead of the hard drive cages. The Vengeance C70 will appeal only to a certain gaming market based on its appearance, but no doubt this will be a popular LAN party chassis. And that concludes our review for the Vengeance C70. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next one.